Personality gems. This is a short presentation, 4 slides in fact, on understanding your prospects through the lens of their own unique personality. And we break them down into 4 parts. What are they? Well, the 4 personality gems are pearls, emeralds, rubies, and sapphires. Each one is unique to the person who has it. You'll see a bunch of different prospects, and they have a lot of different qualities, but you'll find that most people, not even just prospects, but most people communicate through one primary personality gem type. So although, say, one person has so many qualities of a sapphire, they may also have, some secondary qualities of a pearl. They may have a little ruby in them when they get around other people. But you'll find that there's one primary mode you'll be of speaking to a prospect, especially when you get them on a short little 45-minute discovery call. So, why is it important to speak to our prospects through this lens? Prospects have values and interests that when we align ourselves with them by communicating with them on that same level, they feel better about themselves and they feel better about our relationship. They trust us more and they are likely to actually make bigger self-expansion opportunities. What does that even mean? Well, they're more likely to trust us. They feel more confident about their own attitudes and judgments because, we're like sounding boards and we're like getting each other, and they're able to do something they may not normally do, especially when they're in a conversation that they'd be with someone who doesn't resonate with them, who challenges them in a direct way. So when we talk to our prospects through the lens of these personality gems, we can understand them better and they feel better understood. They also like us more. And we all know it's important to have that know, like, and trust factor. So what are the gems, right? We talked about that they were pearl, emerald, ruby, and sapphire, but let's get into the details, right? So an emerald, as it says on the PowerPoint, this is someone who's really driven by rationality. Facts and figures are their rock, and it's the way they like to communicate, by the numbers. Does it make sense? Oh, prospects love it when we say, wouldn't it make sense to do such and such? Ooh. So I'm going to talk a little bit in more detail about emeralds, right? Emeralds, they're motivated by facts and figures, and everything is black and white. They're often weak in communication, and they are judged as insensitive and cold-hearted. But they're not. They're articulate. They are very clear with their speech. And so they won't be misunderstood. They also ask, and always ask, why? Emeralds are problem solvers who come up with multiple solutions to each problem. They spend a lot of time on research to evaluate each possible solution to make sure they pick the right one. This is super important. They love weighing the options, right? They also tend to be perfectionists and want to figure it all out before starting. Emeralds, they can teach us to be more true to our word and become more organized. They know it's important to follow through, follow up, and do the tasks to the best of their abilities. That is something we should all strive to do. If you're an emerald, you might be stuck in the learning phase. You can move past it by choosing one niche or one activity or one action and simply start doing it. Also, to avoid missed opportunities, you should focus on making decisions faster. If you have a potential client who is an emerald, be sure to give them a lot of proof of your abilities. Include specific facts and figures about the results you've been able to get for other clients. Don't leave them with lingering questions. Emeralds will do their own research, but if you give them what they need, you'll impress them and win a sale. Let's talk about the pearl. So this person is motivated by helping people, and they get a kick or a rise or a shot of endorphins, whatever you want to call it, in the glee of just being there for somebody, of coming through for somebody, of making a difference for someone, of making an impact. Hence it says, save the whales, save the world, driven by a good cause. But there's a weakness, right? They can be steamrolled by someone who's direct and kind of pushy, right? Maybe even labeled pushovers. So let me get into the details of what makes a pearl, right? All the gems want to help people, but helping is the prime motivator for the pearl. They are not motivated by money. They usually have strong convictions and are called to action by a cause. They are thoughtful and patient. They love to serve others and do not like to argue. A pearl loves to talk about their family. They are okay with sharing personal information while they are getting to know someone. If a pearl senses that someone is a fake, they will lose trust in them. Pearls, like sapphires, love people and being around them, but not in large, noisy groups. Pearls prefer long-term relationships. They'll be your best friends for life. They are good listeners and prefer talking to someone one-on-one. They are trustworthy, loyal, and true to their word. From pearls, we can learn the importance of helping others and keeping our word. However, pearls often get walked on and taken advantage of because they are so helpful. They can improve their own lives by being a bit more selective in how often they help others. It's okay to say no if it's not in their best interest to be helpful in a certain situation. If you're a pearl, try to avoid doing too much free work. It might make you feel good, but it will delay your progress on your real goals. To appeal to a prospective client that is a pearl, use some real stories. Remember, they can detect you're fake. About your previous clients and how you've helped them. What do you say we get into Ruby? As you can see, out of all four of these, this one is likely to be the steamroller. It's the one who is direct, to the point, and is not afraid to challenge. This is, as it describes, the take charge, dominating attitude, go-getters, right? But I think one of the weaknesses is they can come across as being pushy. And so if we operate from, say, a ruby and we're talking to a pearl, it can be a big turnoff, right? So again, it's super important to speak to someone on their personality gem. All right, let's get into it. Rubies like to win. They are motivated by challenges, but if they can't win, they won't play. They like to have the best of everything. They like to be unique and stand out. Rubies constantly have to be striving for a goal, a next step, another challenge. Rubies are often business owners and entrepreneurs because they like to lead. Rubies are often missing sleep and skipping breakfast because they are incredibly productive and get more done in one day than anyone else. Rubies are proud of their accomplishments and they want to tell you about them. They also are blessed with extra confidence and they're not afraid to take risks. They are direct and to the point, and even if it hurts someone else's feelings. If you're a Ruby, you're probably applying for every job that comes along. But by narrowing your focus and putting more effort into a few proposals, you'll get better results. Also, Rubies typically need to work on their communication skills with the other gems and learn to be more sensitive to others' feelings. If you have a potential client who's a Ruby, you can impress them by being an idea generator, making yourself available so they can be more productive, and by not getting offended if it hurt your feelings. I would also recommend that when you're closing or speaking to a prospect over the phone that's a Ruby, suggesting something almost by giving it to them and letting it be their idea. For instance, say like almost the inception of a concept or an idea is really powerful. Just essentially when you suggest something and then they take it on and make it their own and then speak it out loud back to you, it's way more powerful, and it's impactful and very persuasive. All right, last but not least, the Sapphire. So this is the party gem. It's all about having fun, being happy and positive, love people, might be a bit of a mess. But one thing these gems need to work on is follow through. Follow through and punctuality can also be a problem. Organization. So let's jump into it. Sapphire. A Sapphire loves socializing. They're the life of the party, and they are motivated by fun. They like to be around a lot of people. They love variety and interacting with others. They never see the negative side of a situation. They love recognition. In fact, they will work harder for recognition than they ever will for money. From Sapphires, we can learn not to be so serious and that life can be fun if we let it. However, Sapphires can improve by understanding not everyone is as positive as them. Sapphires often hurt other people's feelings by seeming to not care when they are just looking at the positive side of things. For a Sapphire to be fulfilled, it's important that they receive recognition from the company they're working for. And fundraising or speech writing might be a good niche for a Sapphire. If your potential client is a Sapphire, make it a point to praise their previous successes and always have something positive to say. That will do it for personality gems. And now I would say this is a great thing to just understand what personality gem you love to communicate through. It really is a great exercise in understanding our prospects, right? And so many of our prospects are not one-dimensional. I don't think anyone is one particular gem, and I think we all have multiple aspects. And really, wouldn't it be great to have all the benefits of the gems in ourselves, but none of the negatives or the drawbacks? I think that would really be optimal. But regardless, I think we can all see that we at least have one primary gem that we love to communicate with, and we may have two dominant ones. I know Ruby Pearls, and I myself, I know that I have two. Can you guess what they are? But I think, especially on these limited phone calls, 45-minute discovery calls with our prospects, they're going to communicate through one primary personality, right? And it's the lens in which they see the world. And when we can relate to them through that same shared sense of values, then we're doing them a service, really, to listen to them and feel heard. They feel understood. They feel more confident in their decisions. They feel like they can strive for the vision that they want. So, that we've helped them kind of articulate, right? So it helps them essentially get to what they want faster, what they need faster, if we just simply speak to them and communicate with them the way they want us to, through their primary personality gem. It also, and super important, it helps us, and if you didn't get this yet, but it helps us build trust and rapport. And oftentimes you can understand someone's personality gem through the rapport building stage of the call. The very beginning, when we're just saying, "Hey, John Doe, how are you?" And maybe they come on as, "I'm fine, I'm busy, I got a meeting in 5, or, and you're like, "That's a Ruby." And you direct to the point. You may have to reschedule, but, when you know that you need to curve your primary gemstone, especially say if you're a Ruby, you need to tone it down, be a little bit more in touch with your feelings and other people's feelings, especially if you're talking to a Pearl. You're going to be way more successful on your sales calls. And that's what I'm here for. Your success. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please comment, just for fun, what gem are you? Comment, what gem are you? And bonus points, what gem am I? What is my primary personality gem? All right, well, I will end this presentation. I've enjoyed enthralling you with my wit, humor, and good-natured fun attitude. Hint, hint. I bid you adieu, and go get 'em.